Hey there, guys, and welcome to this week's edition of the Ruby Rose Live. Sorry we missed you all last week. We had some stuff that went on here at the Row, but we do have some exciting announcements this week that we're going to go over. As well, we're going to talk about some really interesting people here in St. Joe for this week's special historical person. We're actually doing a two-part person this week. So first and foremost, we're going to talk a little bit what's going on here at the Row. First and foremost, we are going to be opening officially to the public next Wednesday, the 3rd of June. We're going to be open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then from then on, Wednesday through Saturday, we should be open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So we look forward to seeing all you coming back and seeing us here at the Row. We will say that we do prefer if you call ahead so we can make sure that we're not overbooked inside of the building, but we definitely do want to see you all come back. We are looking into doing some online ticketing as well, if that makes it easier for you. Not have to worry about some money handling or dealing with your car being transferred here at the store or the building. So we are looking into getting that set up, and we should have that up soon. Once we get that ready and ready to go, we will put a post out here on Facebook talking about that. So now for our puzzle friends, we do have a puzzle we're going to be putting up. I'm hoping to get it up tomorrow so we can have our weekly puzzles going out there. We have some flowers that have bloomed out in the garden, so I think we're going to take a picture of those. Get you some pictures of those this week for the weekly puzzle. So we have some puzzle friends out there. So now to get some more interesting stuff, we actually do have a brand new set of items that have come into our gift shop. They're actually compliments of Cat Designs. It's a group of lovely pieces of jewelry, as well as some little boxes that are from here in, or that cover kind of St. Joseph maps and stuff like that, along with a lot of other really great items that Cat Designs has put together. Our friend Chelsea over there at Cat Designs has made some really great items, so we definitely love for you guys to come in and get some. We have some of the items we have here are pretty special, exclusive to the Row, so we definitely want you guys to come back over here. And so when you come here, though, I will say we do have a few policies we have to go over with when we do open. We are asking all guests to come in to wear a mask if they can, or if they can, we would ask if you'd have a mask when you come. All of our staff will be wearing masks, and we will have plexiglass up between the staff and all guests that come in. Of course, we're also going to have cleaning going on constantly, as well as we will have some markings to make sure you know what directions to follow as you're going through the museum. So we would like you make sure everyone's safe and is healthy. Joe's going to be wearing his mask, so we want you to join in with Joe to make sure that everyone's staying healthy. So now let's go and get into the stuff that you guys came here for. This week we're going to have, like I said, a special two-part historical persons coverage today. We're actually covering two people who were born about a year apart from each other and both made a huge impact on how music is seen today. So our people we're covering today are none other than Katherine Kennicott Davis and Ralph D. Foster. These two are some very special people in St. Joe history and, along, like I said, music history. So a lot of people have probably heard of some of the music Kennicott Davis has put out, and may recognize Mr. Foster's name, but a lot of people don't realize that they're actually native children of St. Joseph. We'll start with Katherine for our story today. Katherine Kennicott Davis was actually born here in St. Joseph in 1892, and she studied all the way through high school here in St. Joe. In 1910, she graduated from St. Joseph High School and then went on to study at Wellesley College in Massachusetts, where she studied music. She was a well-known composer. She actually wrote her first piece of music at the age of 15 before even graduating high school. After she graduated, she taught music theory and spent some time at the New England Conservatory of Music, along with studying in Paris. And also, she taught music at the Concord Academy in Concord, Massachusetts, and the Shady Hill School for Girls. She actually received an honorary doctorate from Stetson University in DeLand, Florida, and she kept writing music up until when she got ill in 1979. At the age of 87, she did die and was in Littleton, Massachusetts, where she was living at the time. And all the royalties from any music that she wrote actually goes to the Wesley's College music department. So none of the money that was made off any of her products ever went to her pocket. Miss Kennicott Davis did write over 600 different compositions, which is amazing. Her most famous one, though, is probably The Little Drummer Boy. She was the original writer of The Little Drummer Boy, which was later recorded by the Harry Simone Chorale in 1958. That ended up topping the top of most of the charts during the Christmas season, and she is classified as one of the co-writers because Simone helped change it a little bit to make it the Little Drummer Boy after it was the Carol of the Drum written by Kennicott Davis. She's also famous for writing a hymn for Thanksgiving known as "Let All Things Now Living," which I'm sure some of you probably remember from church. I remember that when I was a kid singing that song. But over the years, like I said, she wrote over 600 different compositions, uh, ranging from cantatas and full choruses and organ and piano mixtures. She also wrote a couple of operas and small children's operettes. She wrote both secular and non-secular songs. Uh, Worked with other composers through the years, along with having special editions of different songs that she wrote, and helped adjust a few songs. So, as I said, over the years, she continued to write up until 1979, a year before she died, and then she stopped writing just because she became ill. So, our second person we're talking about here today is going to be Ralph D. Foster. Now, Mr. Foster was born in 1893 here in St. Joseph, so he only about a year later than Miss Kennicott Davis. And he is famous for being a broadcasting executive and really famous for his radio. Obviously, he was born here in St. Joseph, and then about at the age of 31, he and his co-owner of the Foster Hall Tire Company here in St. Joseph, which was at 19th and Frederick, started a small low-power AM radio station to advertise their Firestone dealership just to St. Joseph. When that started succeeding and it was a hobby, slowly people in town started wanting to advertise on his radio station. And so by 1926, about 2 years later, they actually bought the license to KGBX and continued to grow it over the years. About 6 years later, his partner Hall moved to California, so Foster and his brother-in-law relocated down to Springfield. They were having trouble getting the transmission grants, so they ended up moving there in 1933, and then changed the call letters to KWTO. He was the president and general manager of it, and they just continually grew and grew and grew. Uh, Throughout his time living in Springfield, he actually felt that Springfield should be the crossroads of country music rather than Nashville. So he actually pushed for the growth of country music throughout Springfield and started a local show called the Ozark Jubilee. The Ozark Jubilee went on to have 6 seasons and actually had a number of famous artists that went through its show to move forward into becoming more famous in country music. Throughout the years, he continued producing different shows through his KWTO programming. And then in 1963, he and a couple of other men formed the Color Incorporated Company. Most people probably recognize that name in the 1960s because they were the company that filmed all color sections of the Wild World of Sports for ABC channels. So that was kind of his next big venture, was he helped create part of the color television industry. For many years, he was an avid hunter and conservationist, and he ended up in the 1960s, before his death, he did donate a large number of his items to the college that was now known as the College of the Ozarks. And they actually now, and he also then did financial donations, so they have now a museum called the Ralph Foster Museum down there. That museum does hold some amazing items, including the original vehicle used in the Beverly Hillbillies show, a lot of the items that came from Ralph Foster's personal collection, as well as natural history exhibits from the area of the Ozarks. Foster was hugely emphatic about the Ozarks and the growth of the Ozark mountain area. While he was there, of course, he was the same way here in St. Joseph. In 1984, he did pass away in Springfield, but was buried here in St. Joseph's Memorial Park out on Frederick Avenue. So if you wanted to go see his gravestone, it is there, right by Meyerhofer Funeral Home. So that was just a taste, a little bit about two of St. Joe's more famous musically based historical figures, Katherine Kennicott Davis and Ralph D. Foster. Like I said, they were born about a year apart. In fact, Kennicott Davis was born in June, while Foster was born in April, so about 10 months exactly. Actually, 10 months to the day, looking at their birth date being 25th, both of those months, which led to them really changing the music industry as we see it here in the United States. So that was our people this week. We do hope you tune in next week. Like I said, we are opening up on Wednesday for the museum, so we hope to see some of you come by. If you are interested, give us a call or email us or Facebook us or contact us in any way you can find us if you're wanting to come in so we can make sure that we have some spots available to make sure you have the safest trip you can through the facility. We definitely do want you to come by and check out our gift shop. We not only have some of those great items from Cat uh, Designs, but we also have our t-shirts that we've been carrying, along with some really cool pencil sharpeners we got in that are chrome pencil sharpeners that look like different items from the era that the museum is based off of. So that we look forward to hearing from you. And we definitely do want to do some more of these. So if you have anybody that you can think of that you are interested in, or you walked by, you're walking through one of the local cemeteries and saw a name, let us know. We're happy to look them up and do some work on them and then tell you guys what's going on. So we look forward to hearing from you all. And we definitely look forward to talking about some new people next week. All right, you have a great day.